Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host Martin Wong. As we lead on to the continuing week that we've seen in year 2022, it has been kind of mixed. We have a very good closing last week due to the window dressing, but this week we saw a bit of sell-off on Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday we have a bit of recovery. Definitely a lot of this makes sense when you look at our website tradevsa.com for the foreign funds flow. For those, many of you who didn't follow me, we have probably have a way to notice how this market is prevailing. Now take notice, tonight there won't be any live FB tonight, probably my from myself anyway. My senior trainer Zach is going to replace me tonight because I'm going for my third booster jab. That's right. So I'm going to be a bit groggy tonight, and that's what I'm not in my best self to able to speak. But I will see you this coming Saturday. That's right. Our Saturday is our continuing seminar preview on our US ETF market, and the link is below on the comment. So make sure you register for our Zoom link, and we will talk more about the US market. Let's continue on with what we have for you in this morning in our breakfast show. Definitely we are looking on Wednesday, which is mainly a lot of you are intermediate, so we are looking at stocks that is really going to be moving up, and that's what we want to look at. So those stocks in here, and I do hope you like this new format with a little bit of green screen behind in here. At least I'll be sitting way up and able to talk to you in this one. Give me a thumbs up if what we are doing continue to address some of your needs. And also very important, going forward is that we would like to hear feedback from you on the comments, or send us an email. What are things that we can improve to make our program more interesting and at least more educational for you, so you can also share that with your family and yourself. And going forward, in our SMARTRobie, we're going to be attaching new features in here, and definitely one of them is the watches I've been talking about in here. Of course, this morning, as a free gift to all our SMARTRobie fans, and if you are one of the early joiner in here, do get the free voucher code Happy 2022 and get free 100 credit on the SMARTRobie. Like what I did, just hit up top here on the top side. You can see the voucher is coming up, switching to a wider chart here, just waiting for the system to connect in here. And thank you again. Yep, that's right. Okay, on the US side, so make sure you register for that one. And I just want to know why is it taking this long in here. Is it because of my internet access? But okay, I have to sign in now, unfortunately. That has taken me to another log off here, so we will come back to it shortly. Let's switch back to where we are and just sort of let it roll. All right, let's go on to, maybe I just need to turn it off and re-log in again with the system that I have using the phone here. And all right, let's take a look at what we have for our headline. And definitely this morning is the ST2 stage 2 shares. That's right, we are looking at stage 2 shares, and that's the one that is going to be trending up for that matter. All right, let's take a look at our news hit roundup. That's right, our news headline roundup is on focus on the ringgit to US dollar. Now a lot of the analysts, and all of a sudden they get very excited because our ringgit is strengthening, but when the ringgit get weakened to 4.2 or 4.22, they all just kept quiet, right? This is always the kind of case that we've seen a lot. Good news, we tell people, bad news we cannot. And also sometimes I gotta admit, in the world of trading, we also look into that too. Apparently I'm getting some message error here, and an unexpected downtime. We're going to be coming back on this one. Maybe yep, that's right, we get an unexpected downtime, but we'll check back in the next few minutes. But let's get on with the what we have for our ringgit. Now, all being said, ringgit do really fluctuate. If you look at the trading view, and make sure you get a copy of trading view completely free in there, and you can type in MYRUSD, you can see it really fluctuate up and down. And to me, trading view is so-called the up and coming Bloomberg that we've seen in here, and that will definitely help you in many sense really understanding the dynamics of the market. I think over and all for 2022, let me just ask many of our audiences here, do you have a strategy going forward? And if you don't have a strategy, you can copy some of the strategy that we use over here, and do share it with me what kind of strategy you're using. I'll be happy to pencil in, and make sure you follow fully those strategy. Don't be so half-hearted with it. And again, back to end 2022, for those of you, we will again wanted to measure some of your performance that you have against what we do in our show. This is where we trader and also we the speaker themselves also put in the money into the market, same as where all are looking at. And have to say 2022 has been mixed. I have to say for the Malaysian stock portfolio hasn't done too well. It is still in positive territory in here, but the US one, it's done pretty well. So if you mix in all that using the long and short strategy in here, we have done pretty well overall in the market. As I said before, that's why we are looking into the US stocks, which is the US ETF, which is a very, very good introduction, and it's absolutely free. This weekend we are doing on Saturday. Of course, for our members, already our plug-in members, this will be the first part of your training, and then we will lead on to the 12 and 13 training in there. So all in all, we almost have three days of training in here to put you right at the right spot to know what to buy, and at least to have some sort of edge going into 2022. Right, all being said, we know the strategy, we know where the money is, we know where the wealth building is. It's just merely you all to understand the steps. Everybody can do it. I don't see why you can't do it in here. It's very, very simple. You can back test, you can paper test it in here. More importantly is where we want to see you taking action. I think that's very important. Forget about 2022. Forget about 2021 if your result is good. But at least for year 2022, you can move forward and really learn more about the market in here. Now, having said that, on this, the research group, Maybank IB is keeping an overweight on technology sort, mid-cap banks, large-cap oil and gas, and automotive and hospital. This is also due to the reopening of the market. If you look at technology, which we have talked about in December, right? Some of the very strong sector. The mid-cap banks are fairly well priced, and these are like your alliance banks and so forth. The oil industry are actually coming back. You notice, right? This week, because due to the economic recovery, many of the oil and gas are coming back, and we are seeing that already in US. Some of the leisure are moving back in here. So take a look at that, because we will be examining the energy stocks very quick. Renewables basically are your energy sectors, but I doubt that one. Automotive, you only have one, which is B Auto, which is also in the Pentagon stage 2 list. So check it out in there, and just need to try it again to log in to the SMARTRobie server in here. All right, let's move on to the next. Now, next is the cautious trade this month, right? Now, usually a lot of analysts, when they see the market not doing so well, and they tend to put up a lot of this cautious trade not so good, because very simple, right? Because last week we have a 50-point move on window dressing, right? The 50-point window dressing. So right now they are saying, look, this market has to go through some sort of consolidation in here. And my take, as I said before, it's going to be very, very challenging and very, very tough for this market, okay, for this market to continue to move forward in here. Many of these I have covered in my weekend talk in here. Again, these are merely addressing the in here. So a lot of them are watching floods on corporate impacts, and then we have the general election. We also have the general election, the 15th general election, which we all said are coming. Then we have the inflation flows. But all in said, this market here, the CIMB are giving year-end 2022 at 1612. Okay, so right now if you look at the market, okay, this is down. We are right at smack at 15. Okay, 1541, which is about another 60 point goes up. So what does that mean? That means if it hits that point, we need to be up. So this market, it's not going to be, building the kind of big gains that we see like we see in US. In US, it's going to be a gang. Okay, I seems to be having a little bit of internet issues coming up here. Right, site cannot be access in here, but I do hope that some of these information are coming up okay from your website. Apparently the phones that I have, let me just check on this other phone that I have, seems to be an issue on my SMARTRobie or not, whether I can access this or not. All right, on the other side, yep, it looks pretty alright on the other phone. It's only on this phone that I have it's causing this error in here. And let me just check whether the Wi-Fi, yes, I think I'm connected to the other server. That's why I'm slow. So I'm switching back to another server here, and let's see if yes, that's right. That's, yep. And okay, so now you can see everything is pretty green, right? For this morning market, it's up 7.1548. So the target price that CIMB is talking about is 1612. Okay, 1612, which is about another 70 points. So 70 points divided by 1612, which is only 4%. Only 4% gain for this year. Why bother? 4%, right? As I said before, it's going to be very, very challenging. So make sure you have the right strategy in here. Else, it's pretty much a trading strategy, which means you have to buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. Have a small profit target in here. Use a trading plan. Do whatever you can to make the best out from the environment that you have. But if you have used SMARTRobie, okay, and follow some of the strategy, then you would have seen here, all right, this is where we have, unfortunately I have to use this other phone here to get access to SMARTRobie. So let me just try this again, right, and turn this off, and maybe this time I'll get it locked onto SMARTRobie. And looking at the latest login, yes, that's right, that was my reason. It's because I was attached to the server at home. Yep, I got logged in right now because of the server that I have at home, and pretty much it's up and running in here, so you can see right now. And also important for you to check out the Pentagon Guider every morning in here. Look for the latest month Pentagon winner, okay, and that's the one I want to show you here. So click on that one, and that should take you to HSL, KOSTAR. And that's right, KOSTAR was one of the stocks that actually moved ahead of time. Now always take note, for those of you who've been following some time, news are always late. A stock will move first. Right now you can see earlier on the Maybank IB securities were pretty bullish on the energy sectors, and that's why you see KOSTAR already moved, Dayang already moved, right? So that pretty much tells you where the market is going, and we're going to be looking at some of those stocks later on our next news segment here. All right, let's move on to the next story in here. Is on oil and gas, which I was talking about, right? So from RHB Research, again, remember we have the Maybank Research, which is bullish on oil and gas. Now we have the RHB in here, who's bullish on oil and gas in here. So this is talking about Petronas is going gangbuster, spending more money, around 40 to 45 billion in the capital expenditure with a 5-year capital. So with the stabilizing of oil prices, of course, one of the best way to do is to go over to the VSA 360 and check out the energy sectors flow, which I will talk about in here. So a lot of the energies are bullish in this manner in here. So they are looking in a couple of stocks which is in play. And what are those? Those are Usma, Dayang, Petra, Charimin, Dilium, and so forth. Let's take a look at one of them. Switching to Dayang, which is the first one here. Okay, and click on this one here. So you can see, switching to a wider chart, and go on to stock chart, stock comment here. That way you can see Dayang has already turned green Pentagon. Okay, so it turned green Pentagon in here, and that's been a nice base building in here. How much are the upside? If you do get about 10-15%, I think it's better you take some profit moving up there. This stocks, and look for a pullback and whether this stock has started to move up. Okay, let's look at the stock prices this morning. Yep, it's still holding up in there after 2 days of move. And let's take a look at Dialog. Okay, one of another oil and gas player. So you can see Dialog, right, and coming up right now, hasn't turned green Pentagon yet because of the volume that you see on my side in here are getting a bit less. Let me just pinch it up a bit so you can see are getting less, and I think this is pretty a good entry. Of course, if you want to look at the Dialog, just take a look at the trading plan here. and look at in there R1, okay, weekly resistance. Okay, if it takes out the R1, okay, 2.68, that's a good price to be going in, because that's usually what is the resistance. 2.68, 2.66, yes, almost there, almost there. Okay, create your trading plan for that if you are into the oil and gas. Of course, you can also go to SMARTRobie, looking at the hot sectors in here. Another way to look at it is the hot sector, healthcare, energy. You can see, right, energy is in play, and click on energy, and you have a list of stocks that you can look at. Look for those that is trending and strong, and look for those that is giving you the sort of, you know, not too expensive, the kind of ringgit value that you can buy. Some of these are gone up a lot more, but you can see Icon, small caps, 71%. You can take a look at ICAP 5288. So that's a way you can explore your hot sector. That's right, okay, during the time that you have, and that's on the two credits on there. So make sure you do your research through the SMARTRobie apps, and then you can get all the information, or more easier, activate, okay, activate the monthly pass, okay, the monthly pass in here, right, and you are able to get access to our Trade VSA Pentagon guided watcher, and as well as a watch list for the price alert in here, something I will touch on shortly in here, right? Because one of the ways you can do is to recommend to your friends, share that with your friend. You can hit on top here, and when you share with your friend, they download it, and you will get 100 credit. Remember, right? For a single market, it's only 300 credit a month, and for all markets it's 500 credit a month. So if you share to 3 person, it's already free 1 month. So that's how you want to make use of SMARTRobie and able to access it, continue to use for free. Just share with your friends and continue to grow your knowledge in the stock market, using either in the US market, S&P, and also the SGX market in there. So thank you for your sharing in here. I think that's one way to do, is to share this, and at least if you do not wish to pay, and you can turn on your monthly pass all together in here. All right, check out the other oil and gas sector in here. Now going forward is what we saw, a trade war between China and US, and who's benefiting? Definitely one of the Malaysian company in this case is Chinwell. All right, Chinwell is a fastener, what we call mainly steel fastener in here, industrial product in here, focusing on local market, but definitely with the China dumping, US is withholding some of the entrance for this China market coming. So that looks to be very, very good for this company in here. And of course, Chinwell has already moved in here earlier. But what's more important is a buy call. Okay, TS Research has given a buy call to Chinwell. Let's take a look at Chinwell on the buy call here. Okay, and you can see from here, switching to a wider chart, and Chinwell has started to move up already, right? Coming up from a nice base at 175, currently is 144. Let's take a look at what is the price today, and there was a big move, and Chinwell should be up today. No, it's almost unchanged, 147. Okay, 147 in here. Okay, 147. I thought I would think that on this kind of news, you know, the market will actually move much more, right? And this morning it's still at there's no movement at all. Even on my chart here, you can see, right? I was wondering why. There's nothing in here. Is it due to some sort of price glitch? We have to wait and see later on, okay? But usually we do get some sort of price movement, and yeah, just that maybe nothing is traded yet. Yes, the spread is a bit far, 1.47 and 1.43 that I'm seeing from my trading view in here, okay? Now let's move on to our next story. Is definitely moving up to the US market. Now in this, we have seen in the US market has really hit new high. So you go to S&P 500 in here, and you can go into S&P. Now usually take note, right? Just during trading hours, S&P 500 will be activated, but of course right now is off hours. You can use the US market. So this is in a way I would suggest many of our public who do not want to spend more to really use the US market in your benefit. Do the research during the off hours, and when the market opens up at 10:30 or 9:30 every night, then you want to do some paper trading, understanding, and there's a lot of research work you can do. Again, very similar the methodology that we talk about. There's hot sectors in here. What is hot in US right now? Let's take a look. Oh, okay, it hasn't been updated yet because the market just closed, so we will see in the afternoon around 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. This will be updated very soon, okay, as we have this market continue to be updated. So so let's take a look at the other Pentagon guider in here, couple of good stocks in here. Now remember what we talk about, the oil and gas, the market recovery. So these are the sector that you will see will produce. Chinwell, we can see is moving up, which is, you know, a consumer product. Gap's consumer product. You can see financials are back, right? Just like the banks are looking into it. You got the technology sectors, energy, PXD, okay. These are 3rd of January in here. Capri, which is a consumer. So take note, the finance and the consumers are back. So that kind of trend is also coming back to Malaysia too. Remember, technology sector already hit a new high that we have. So last night we have seen Dow Jones, okay, S&P 500 just closed merely about 3 points. If not mistaken, yeah, just close about down 3 points on top there at 47930, and now we are looking perhaps another 10 to 15% gain for S&P 500, and also with the Nasdaq, with the Dow Jones in here. US looking very good. So do some research during this off hour in here, and at night when you're ready, you want to activate the US market, you can definitely do that too in here. Now moving on to next, we have seen last night Tesla registering over expected of beating the analysts of the number of cars they continue to produce, and we have seen Tesla gain almost 10 to 12% in here, but last night we have seen a 4% down due to profit taking. The tech stock got crushed. Partly is because to the profit taking. If you can see, Nasdaq is really hitting high, and such that, you know, people want to take some money and move on to what stock has a move, which is the value economy, the undervalue or the value play or the value lagger, depending what you want to call that. That will be definitely on the Dow Jones in here. So you can see right now that is why energy sectors would be one of them, right? We have seen Dow Jones is on pace to outperform Nasdaq in more than 9 months as US will continue to boom. Okay, so all being said, the boom is also coming to Malaysia. We'll see some boom, but again, we are still waiting for the aftermath of the corporate earnings, which is affected by in Selangor due to the flood that we've seen so far in here. All right. Now let's revisit some of our intermediate trade idea that we had previously. Okay, so one was that on front can. So let me just make it a bit smaller so you can see that in here. And yeah, okay, front can. Let me just move it over here. Okay, front can. Front can, I think it made quite nice because it's a tech stock. We all know tech stocks, they will probably pick up in here. So front can 20th of October was here. Right, somewhere here, that's right, green Pentagon, and right now if you go up to, that's almost a 7% move, pretty nice one, a nice pickup in here. We are seeing that a lot of the tech sectors are moving up. Let's take a look at Inari too. Inari also turned green Pentagon, so a lot of the technology stock, just like many of the analysts are saying, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that some of the tech stocks is important. Others very good, the Penta. Not this one. This is the Penta Master. This is the Turkish Penta Master. You can see Penta Master hit 570, also turned green Pentagon in here. Hector has pulled back a bit, right? Hector is an industrial product. After hitting high, it pulled back in here, but has turned green Pentagon in here. You can see also on the market stages, it's still okay. Right, it hasn't turned to the red side yet. Okay, it hasn't turned to the red side, so that's pretty good. So let's take a look at the other sectors that we have for today. Yes, and also just a reminder for the new feature. Okay, just want to show you how to do that. You can go to watch list. So the watch list, you need to subscribe to the monthly pass. So hit that one, and once you get here, you can just hit the monthly pass, and you just buy all markets. I will buy because I got a lot of credit because many of our members took the referral code. So use the referral code in here. So I'll purchase this. Yes, okay, that's success. And I'll go back to here. Right, and give it a bit more, try it one more time. Yep, there you go. So my Pentagon list is here. So definitely some of the stocks we want to look at today was all right, so that's good. Okay, let's move on to what we have. We have KOSTAR. All right, so let's set a profit target price for KOSTAR. Okay, create, just use existing one since it's Pentagon. Do I have a stage 2 shares? Yes, this is a test. So I'll just probably create a new watch list. Okay, and I will name this as stage 2 January 2022. Submit, and since I'm looking at KOSTAR, it's one of the stock pick. And how do I know that? I switch on KLSE, go over to Robie chart and ST2 stocks. All right, and you can see KOSTAR just on top of me here at number 10. Okay, number 10. It's a very bullish because I like the, of course you can always go for other stock that hasn't made up. Remember, KOSTAR is about 93.7%, so it's tend to be very bullish. You can look for others has not broke up, maybe like Dialog, something like that. That will be good for you. But for my case, keeping into the tradition of the what we call a stage 2 shares. Okay, stage 2. Okay, stage 2 that will be KOSTAR. All right, so let's put in the KOSTAR plan here. Let's take a look at KOSTAR. So KOSTAR today is up 9 points. Yes, it's got up a lot. All right, and because of the news that we talk about and analysts in here, so KOSTAR has moved up. Of course, if you have gone in during the green Pentagon, that will be already, wow, 44%, isn't it? Right? 44%, depending where you look at it, maybe around here. So it's always good to pay dividend, pay benefits. Watch the green Pentagon in here. All right, watch the green Pentagon. And definitely, I think this still got a bit more room to move. As you can see on our market stages, hasn't touched the danger line yet. So continue to run the profit, those of you who want. But usually when it hits up to somewhere around here, more than a couple of times, then that's where you want to take some profit in here. All right, so we can turn on the KOSTAR for our okay, KOSTAR to our watch list. And okay, so we just wait for that, switch to stage 2 share. Okay, and we click on to add watch list. We're going to put KOSTAR. Okay, and we're going to set price alert. Okay, we're going to set a price alert for how much? 8%, right? So price alert for 8%. So right now is 162 times 1.08. So that will be 175. Oh, of course, a better way is to find out, okay, where is going to SMARTRobie, go to KOSTAR, look at the exit strategy, okay? Look at the exit strategy, okay? Right now, you want to wait for a pullback. You don't want to go in first, all right? Wait for a pullback, look for a good setup here, right? Because you don't want to chase it because you're up 9% already. So you go to the trading plan. If you notice, the trading plan is the weekly resistance was 154. Okay, 154 was actually a good entry here, which is the 154 this morning. That's right, this morning should be in at 154, right? That's where you break out of the weekly resistance. That is actually a good entry here. 154. Let's look at R2 is 164. Okay, so we can use 164, which is already hit already, right? 164. The high is 165, so we already hit the high of 165. And let's take a look at the exit strategy, okay? Because today the profit target already been hit. Okay, then we have R2, yeah, already hit. S1, S2, those are your support, and 125. It looks like we have to wait for the SMARTRobie to recalculate the new resistance and new profit target. But let's say we put it in at the old high, all right? You see, taken out the old high too, all right? And that's, oh, this is all-time high, haven't we? Unless we get back to here, 153. Yeah, it is all-time high for coastal contract here. All right, so if it's all-time high, maybe this is a trade that you don't want to be, putting in with for a little bit of pullback. It's gone up about 40%, so this is definitely one of the stocks that have a little more. But of course, then again, you can always look at it earlier on, right? Check it out every day and see some of the stage 2 shares or some of those Pentagon will started to move up. Give it a bit of time for it to work. But having said that, for the strictly exercise of the watch list, this is what you can do for stage 2, and we will put in the alert at 175, which is about another 8%. So 175, okay, and then we just put in 8% from today, from price spotted, which is the whole point is to just test it out, all right? 164, 161, okay, so 164, yeah, 160, you can see the price right now, 160, okay, 160 times 1.08, that will be 172, okay, 172, 175 lah, okay, 175. Of course, if you want to put it, just put 170 lah, better. Then it will notify you of 170. And of course, very important is that to put all your watch lists here. Now it's important you put your watch list because when it turn green Pentagon, right, you will see this date here, all right? It will be bold and it will be highlighted, so you will know some of these. And remember, some of these may just turn green Pentagon, so some of your favorite lists that you have, put it in here, and at night when Robie run through it, there's a green Pentagon, you'll be notified to the apps, then you can do something about it. So those are some of your favorite shares that you want. If you want to be more proactive, if you don't want to be proactive, then just look at the daily Pentagon for no preference. But more, having said that, we talk about the sector which is more bullish. But tonight I'll probably get Zach to talk about on our live FB session tonight at 9:30. So we'll continue to talk about what has happened for this week and some of the sectors like oil and gas, technology, and the healthcare. Some healthcare, remember the healthcare are coming back in here. And definitely, if you look at the SMARTRobie chat, looking at the hot sectors here, the healthcare is number 1, all right? And you can see there is a lot of this pharma is bullish, TMC, KOSTAR, KPJ. So check it out, all this list inside here. Do a little bit of work, and probably you will be ahead and more well informed to many of our public who is not well informed at all. So that will be definitely a good place to start. Okay, and this weekend we are doing, now remember next week, this weekend we are starting our seminar training. Now this is a preview and we do it free for the public. But of course, if those of you who really want to join us on the 12th and 13th, we will continue with our training that we have on our US ETF in here. Join us, that's the QR code. All right, for the 8th of January on Saturday, 2 p.m. in here. We probably finish for 1.5 hours in here for a look to doing research on the US ETF, which we will know very similar to what we just talked about, just our oil and gas, technology, but we're doing for US, where we see some of these major trends will really prevail. Now remember, we talked about it last week. Last year, only 3 sector, has done pretty well. Of course, the main one was only technology, healthcare. Healthcare was the worst performer, and finance just slightly edged 1% only. Right? Very, very thorough. So with the US ETF market, I think the prospect is better, and that's the way we can also plan in together for growing wealth and retiring early. If you are really interested in using US ETF to make better decision, growing wealth and retiring early, so make sure you join us this free preview of our used ETF, which continue to the 12th and 13th, which is the 2-day, because we want to spend a bit more time using some of the opportunity that we see and try to avoid some of the challenges that we were likely to get in the Malaysian market. Make sure you join us in there, and I'll see you all on Saturday. Okay. Of course, the continuation on the 12th and 13th will be our so-called follow-up from the Saturday, right? On the 8th and on the 12th and 13th, we'll go on to step-by-step guide to profit, the coaches and myself, we have figured out a very, very good program. Of course, for our plug-in member, this is absolutely free. One of the big benefits for continuing enjoyment of your membership with Trade VSA, we continue to bring in new content, new ways to look into the market, new ways to benefit from this growing a bull market that we see in US. No doubt, as I said before, and I told some of the members in here, US market continue to go higher, but the sentiment of the people and also the analysts that they spoke to, from what I understand and read, is only about 49%, which means that tells you the US market will continue to go higher. All right, trust my word on that one, and I think we have a nice bullish year going forward, which has been going on for some time in here, because also due to the money printing that we have seen in the US and many other factors that I talk about. No doubt the bull tend to climb on the wall of worry, all right, on a wall of worry. So make sure you catch me on the 12th and 13th of January in here, so you can register that. Contact 0102669761. If you have not much of a luck in our market, why not try 2022, right? As you have seen, many of our members and myself and my clients have done pretty well for the US market, and that's one way you can got that too, all right? Some of the things that we're covering, some benefits. You also get 3 months of Trade VSA indicator and signal, 30 days recording video, and member support and training also. All right. Okay, right now we're going to get on to the stock review that you have. Right, if you have some US stock, I'm happy to look at it, not necessarily Malaysian stocks, just because of that. And if you're from the public, you get one review. And don't forget to review our Google Play Store and our Apple Play Store. We really appreciate some of the things that you are doing, and we hope that able to enlarge the base and education that we have so far with SMARTRobie. So any stocks that you all have, do let me know and pencil those in. I'm happy to look at it. Now, some of the stocks that we talk about are Apple, you can see, which I do have, and you can see Apple hitting high, but do take note, right? I think there's still a bit more room to go higher. He hasn't broke through this danger zone yet. So continue to run your profit of Apple. This is a nice pullback in here. We'll probably see 1 or 2 more bounce before the market goes higher. This is for Apple in here. And let's take a look for some of the Malaysian stock, which is the tech sector, Jining Tech. Okay, yep. Went back finally, turned to green Pentagon after dropping about $38, but there was a huge selling breakout, and there's going to be another stock split 13-1, so they're going to be make it much affordable for everybody for the Jining Tech. Okay, 13-1. Okay, 13-1 stocks in here, but that PE is going to be very high, I suppose. Okay, any stocks that you want me to look at, do let me know. I'm happy to look at them. Some of the Tesla, you can see Tesla has turned green Pentagon early on to here. Okay, and so we'll see what is likely to be cooking. We got triple top here, so do be a bit careful here. All right, and but right now looks pretty all right, because we haven't seen this market to pull up too much. Still at the green area in here, continue to hold it, let the profit run. I think that's pretty good. That's why we have the market stages for some of you in here. Okay, if there are no stocks, so okay, let's look at AMD. All right, AMD has turned back red Pentagon after hitting high here. So likelihood the market's going to move sideways, but so far he hasn't break down to this part yet. So I think that should be fine. A lot of resistance at the top in here. If you're a beginner, just wait for the green Pentagon. But if you are one of our masterclass, look for a nice pullback here and ready to go in. It's still holding above this the 2040 moving average. I think that should be fine, right? We find in here, but if it does break back to 132, be careful of this. But the last green Pentagon from here to somewhere high of 59% in here, 32%. That's pretty good. So the big move is already there. So you're going to take some time before it goes through this long period accumulation for the another next move that we see in here. All right, pretty good one, AMD. Yep. Any more stock, do let me know. If not, really, we thank you for your time and for your great support that we've been getting in here. And don't forget to review us on our Google Play Store. If you done a good job, if you didn't do a good job, do let us know too. And we are happy to improve, to make our content very educational, so to able to help you in your portfolio or in your day-to-day trading and investing going forward. We do not see why you cannot make money like what we saw in 2021 as well as in 2022. We can, our student can, and many of our SMARTRobie can do it, right? So you can also do it. If you have not achieved the kind of success, do let us know and let us know how we can help you in here. Everybody can do it, and you can trade smarter with SMARTRobie like we do. So thank you for coming, and thank you. I'll see you on Friday. That's right, on Friday for our Trade with Trade VSA. Thank you. Bye-bye.